Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Sprint 26 review of Yak Shaver. We have a fantastic sprint this week, and as you can see, we've got a fantastic website up. And Yuli has this proof of concept done video, which we have new version coming up. So stay tuned. Let's jump into our sprint. So in this sprint, it's a 1 week sprint, and we've got some PBI done. We got lots of in progress ones because they are quite big. So let's go through the done ones. So first one, Yak Shaver didn't work in SSW Rewards mobile. We investigated the reason, and the solution that we decided to do is to let the user to decide who the assignee is, and we will report back any errors. And the second one is minor bug formatting issue, which Jack has done. And I've also done some minor bot UI fix, which fixed the mentioned user field. It wasn't populated. We've also fixed the OpenAI prompt. Now AI is able to figure out who myself is. So what we did was pass in more context, who the requester is. So whenever you say, send me an email or send an email to myself, so AI will figure out who you are. And Jack also done some investigation. We're trying to create PBI on top of the GitHub project. However, we've spoken to Wixie. This wasn't doable through the API. So we decided not to do this one.
So you mark that as won't do instead of done?
So this one should mark as not done. Won't do?
Yeah, won't do because we can't.
Yeah, we can't do that. Yep. So that's so far what we have in the sprint.
Sorry, actually, let me jump in. Two big ticket items we were working towards, neither of which we got done, but that are worth talking about, are the CC functionality, meaning that if, for instance, if we Yak Shave in this call, all 6 of us should be @mentioned or CC'd by default without having to explicitly do it. That's quite difficult, but Rick's figured out a bunch of solutions on how to do it. One of them is expensive, licensing wise, and the other one's expensive development wise. I've chosen the more expensive development option so that it'll have 0 cost moving forward actually doing it, because it's not that big a difference. It's like a day's difference between paying $80 a month forever or not. So Adam, I thought I'd mention that.
Yeah, what is it? What were the choices?
Rick, you want to pick them up?
The choices is we do a global subscription on Teams on a tenant level. So we listen to everyone's message. However, that's costing about 0.00075 per message.
And that's not just per message to Yak Shaver, that's per message anyone ever sends ever.
Yep.
Right.
So that will create lots of noise because whatever you say will be sent to Yak Shaver.
Right.
And the other option is we manage the subscription ourselves. So we will loop through all the channels and then listen to each channel. And this approach will be free, costing free, but we need to do dev works on managing those subscriptions ourselves.
Basically, just making sure anytime a new chat is created, it just gets subscribed to immediately.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
The other one that we spent a bit of time on is the YouTube videos. So Rick's done a bit of a proof of concept, but there's still a lot of work to do there. And at the moment, you can't Yak Shave in channels. That's broken because of the work that's being done on the CC stuff. So I think that has to be fixed first because, for instance, we can't Yak Shave in this call.
Right.
Also, we're moving to Tina in the next sprint for our public site. which we want to do in time for Betty to be joining us next week.
Oh, I see.
Yep. All right. So any more questions, Adam?
No, all good.
Oh, good. So let's have a look at our milestone. Our next milestone is to get the chewing the fat ready. So we are 33% through improving users' onboarding experience. We are about 50% to do the done in Canary deployment, and we are about to start.
What's the Canary deployment?
Canary deployment is get every user happy.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
I've just put a link to the spreadsheet in the chat in case anyone wants to see it.
Right. Okay. You probably want to put a link to it there, but that is kind of alpha testing, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Is it just another name for alpha testing?
I guess it's a slow rollout, right? It's a staged deployment. So you
Right.
send it to people. Once those people are happy, you give it to more people. Once they're happy,
Yes.
you give it to more
Mhm.
people.
Right. Okay.
It's blue-green deployments, Adam.
It's what?
Blue-green deployments.
Blue-green. Okay. All right. No, I think that's when you got a large user base. Blue-green
Canary is also for large user bases.
Right. Okay. All right. Yeah.
I don't
I'm
know
a
the
little
difference
confused
between
as to
those
why
two.
we'd even do Canary here.
Yeah. Well, basically, we're doing alpha, but we're slowly rolling out alpha.
I don't think that Canary is alpha.
Yeah, I would definitely put alpha in there, really just to disambiguate that.
Where?
I don't know, in brackets or something.
Oh, okay.
Alpha Canary deployment, alpha deployment via Canary.
I mean, I think the concept is basically once we've got enough people happy, we push it out and are chewing the fat to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but when you do a big feature, you'll do Canary again, even though you've got a large user base. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be behind a feature flag that you'll give to a few people, and then you'll give it to a few more people, and then you roll it out.
So does that mean can we ever mark this epic as done, or it's something that's just always open?
No, it's the alpha deployment until you've got everyone on it. The goal is to get SSW. Now, do you have any usage stats at all?
Stephen, you want to talk to that?
This is what I want to know. Who's using it?
Okay.
Stephen, more words.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking in my head. So we're talking about.
Has there been any
Gamification
work done towards seeing who is using it?
Yeah, I think everyone can use it as a gamification to compute how many times you have used this feature. Like, and we're going to build a leaderboard, show who has used Yak Shaver how many times, and even you can search by the project. For example, Yak Shaver leaderboard.
Let me try again. Stephen, do you know who the #1 user of Yak Shaver is?
We have just, I think it'd be Yuli, because we have just merged the code into the staging. So it's just starting to record this data from today. So we haven't got much data yet.
What code are you talking about?
Gamification one.
Gamification code.
So, Stephen, imagine Adam's a stakeholder who cares about the leaderboards and the gamification, but has no idea where you're up to, how much you've done so far, or what's remaining. So give him a status update of the whole idea of tracking usage, like from high level.
Okay. So gamification is that just let me think about it. Yeah.
So what's done so far?
Oh yeah. Currently we have almost done the background code of the gamification. So we have the table of the data we need has been migrated into the database, we are able to log user name, the data type, and the date of the user when they trigger the Yak Shaver. And now we need another front end to be able to show the data when user want to see the data.
Right. Okay. Just the terms, Stephen, when you're logging stuff, that's telemetry or you're logging usage. That's not gamification just because you're logging usage. Gamification is when you're giving people points to do things, or maybe you show a leaderboard and stuff. Yeah. So I wouldn't be using gamification just because you wrote code to log usage. It's not the right.
I suppose it was just called gamification because the reason we wrote that code is so that we can get a leaderboard.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Yep.
Wouldn't it be better to just do that as part of Eagle Eye, if that's important to us?
No. I think it should.
I think it's a like if it was a standalone product that you bought, you'd want to know how much it's being used. So even whether you're using Eagle Eye or not.
Yeah, sure, that makes sense.
And it shouldn't be too hard. Like the back end's basically there now. So now they're just going to add a front end. I don't know if you caught it, but the front end's going to be in the actual bot. So similar to how you ask Sophie, who's working at SSW, you just say,
okay.
you ask it, what's the leaderboard or whatever.
All right, very good.
Yeah.
When you doing these features, compare it with Sophie Bot, and if you decide to do it better than Sophie Bot, give Luke a task to make his consistent with yours.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, by the way, I was thinking that we would have kind of two ways of ranking the leaderboard, one per person and one per project. So you might want to know which project is being yacked a lot, and you might want to know which people are yakking a lot. Cool.
Yep. Cool. So let's go to the retrospective. So what went well in the sprint? Yuli says, to myself is a common thing used in SSW. It's great that it works now. Rick said, we've got lots of great feedback from Canary deployment users. I think all of them are great, and we're going to implement them as well. Stephen, his first PBI on Yak Shaver is very close to finish, and he has learned a lot during the week. Yuli, some great feedback from V2 video. With the requested edit, it should be really good. Yuli also said he loves the idea about showing the leaderboard in bot. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a new command in bot. So it says leaderboard, and then it will show the rankings in the card UI. What went wrong?
Just a small thing, Rick. When you're doing what went wrong or what went well, just highlight the whole section.
Okay.
So we know which section you're up to.
All right. So what went wrong? Yuli says it's a real shame that the GitHub project ordering of PBI that we cannot do it. We haven't done a big ticket item in this sprint. Maybe we're losing some momentum or running into hurdles. Stephen said the connection string configuration was not correct in the project.
Is he talking about when he started using this?
Yes.
I think, sorry. I think it's just on the Mac environment, it's not configured correctly because Rick does not have this issue, I think.
This is as a dev, not as a user.
Yeah,
Who's using a Mac? Just you, Stephen?
Jack and me, yeah, using Mac.
Okay, all right. So basically, Rick followed it all. It was all okay, but when you followed it, it wasn't okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Rick, just I'd put some more information there. I would just say, developer setup at the beginning. Yep. Stephen, developer setup. Bug, and then I would indicate that put both, the word bug, and then I would put it at the end, fixed, if it's been fixed.
It's not fixed yet. We've got workaround. So I've put what to improve is we need to get VS Code working properly on Mac.
Okay, all right, then put in brackets, see task below, looks like. Is there already an issue in the backlog for this?
No, we haven't created PBI for this. I will
Okay, so
take a note.
Stephen, can you just create one now? And then just put it in brackets there on the backlog.
Yeah, I can create one.
Backlog. Right.
Yeah, I don't think you need to put that there. It's already on the one above. It's just duplication.
Sorry,
You
what's
don't need
duplicate?
You don't need what went wrong and what to improve.
I
Oh.
disagree, because I often look for what went wrong in order to work out what to improve. And I often look to see if there's something that went wrong and it's not addressed in the improvement, then there needs to be a good reason for that.
But if he puts there the words added to backlog, then you don't need to mention it again.
No, you don't need to say it in backlog twice, but I like the idea of saying we got a problem and then we're going to improve that problem. But no, you don't need it in backlog twice. I agree.
Yeah, just change those words to added to backlog. And Stephen, just make sure that exact phrase is in the backlog. Now I'll just disagree with you. I don't see the purpose in mentioning there and mentioning again. It's like I wouldn't even know if I'm reading this. It's the exact same thing. There's no way I would make the connection there.
Yeah.
Okay. So when you say exactly phrase, which one do you mean? Do you mean the one in the what went wrong, or the one what do we want to improve?
All right. I'll let Yuli do this because it's ambiguous.
Okay.
I don't know. It's a technical issue, guys. You figure it out. What makes sense to you?
No, it's not technical. He's got there. Now, if I see this and it says added to backlog, I'd go to the backlog looking for it. Which one do I go looking for?
This one.
Right. Well, then connection string configuration.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
With prefix developer setup.
Yeah, that exact phrase should be there. Yeah, and that goes to Yuli why it doesn't help to violate drive for no reason.
See, for me, I would have said added to backlog in the last part, not in that part.
And then how do you make sure that they're connected, that you know that you're talking about the same item?
Yeah, fair enough.
As well.
Yeah, it's such a small thing.
Yeah,
but
I guess I just know that I often look for what went wrong in order to figure out what to improve.
yeah, all right.
Okay, we can't do anything about my two.
All right. Are we okay to move on to planning?
Well, I don't think you addressed my issue yet, Rick.
Oh,
How do I know that connection string is the same as get it properly working on the Mac? They look like two different issues.
two different issue.
Just delete it from what went wrong.
What does get VS Code working properly on Mac? Why is it quoted? Is that an error message that popped up? What does that mean? Is that a GitHub issue?
I think just copy the configuration. Copy developer setup connection string configuration was not correct into what we want to improve.
Yeah,
I think that might be the issue. The solution.
Yeah. All right, that's better.
Yep. Happy?
Yep.
All right, so let's move on to the planning. So in Spring 27, our goal is to make all Canaries happy, and then we'll get product page moved to Tina CMS, also with Yuli's new done video.
Get rid of the word done. It's not really a done video.
New video. Okay, new video.
You think you can get all Canaries happy? Like, surely there's some items on there that are very difficult to solve.
Well, I think so. We've got 4 test fails so far. One of them's yours, which is you want the videos on YouTube, but we've solved your immediate pain, which is the videos weren't playing. Now they're playing.
So just put the names of the people in there, Rick, just so it's clear. Put the 4 names. Adam, by the way, I didn't know I was on the list.
Yeah. Okay, so it's Adam, Zach, Gabby, and Brady.
Yeah.
Hey, it's everyone on this call.
Oh wow. Did Seth give you a pass?
Yes.
That's good.
He gave us 8 out of 10 and a test passed.
I also think you should check with Warwick now he's using it.
Warwick's not on our list. Okay, I'll add him.
Yeah.
Other people using this a lot? Because I use it all the time.
Yeah, that's why I want to see the usage.
I think people are using it quite a lot.
I am.
I will show.
Have you got that PBI about fixing the Teams meetings in here? Because that is probably the most important thing.
The channel meetings.
Yes.
Yeah, like when you record in Teams, it doesn't create the PBI.
In a channel meeting, yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is that you don't remember that when you're in a call. So,
No, I know it's a huge problem. Yeah, it's the top of the backlog.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem for sure.
Yeah. And it was working, by the way, but then it got broken.
So just for your reference, this page has all the Yak's videos stored. This is a centralized location for all the video. So we can see, as we can see, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 videos today. And we can
there you
see
go,
some.
Adam. There's some stats.
Yeah, so those
8
are the
Yaks were shaved
usage.
today.
Yeah,
That's better than nothing. You could just put the count from this folder in the stats of your summary email.
Can you see who they were created by?
Yeah, just count the ones today and on the weekend and on Friday, and just put the last 5 days of usage.
Right.
Just put, that's great.
And to answer Pierre's question, we cannot get created by from here because it's created by Yak Shaver.
Well, there's no created by date.
Not in here, but we do have that.
You can't pass through the user. Oh, come on. I'm sure you can pass through the user.
It's not in the
No,
column.
it's because the user's not saving the video. It's Yak Shaver saving the video.
Yes, but you should be able to pass through, shouldn't it?
No,
we can look into that.
Haven't.
that would be a bot doing
Yes,
actions
but-
on behalf of someone.
But
Scary.
surely to a bot, you can pass through a user.
I hope not. It'd be terrible.
You know what permissions they have.
You can make it look like they're doing all sorts of things.
The impersonation of
Oh, there
someone.
might be. Yeah, there might be that problem. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So.
But with Stephen's change, we are able to record the author or the requester in the database. So we should be able to get that from next sprint onwards. But for now, this is where we get the stats from.
You could also put something in the title here, Rick.
Oh,
Like
Yeah.
put the requester's first name at the start of it, something like that.
yep.
That could be useful when you're trying to debug something for someone as well.
Okay.
Quick self-reminder, treat yourself.
That was me testing the to myself functionality.
Beat yourself. Okay.
Okay.
So can you go to planning?
Yep.
Let me quickly talk you through what we've got planned. So moving to TMS, to Tina CMS before Betty joins us is the first one. I think that's probably timely. It's important to get done before Betty joins. That second one is the CC or I mentioned functionality, meaning that everyone who's in the Teams call gets CC'd. That also fixes a number of problems. It fixes the universal toggle on and off, because before you had to have separate toggles for channels and everything else. And it fixes the fact that it doesn't currently work in channels. So that's a very big important one. It might even, to the point that Adam might say swarm on that. I don't know. So and it's a bit rough because Rick has both of those, and both of those are timely.
Right. Okay.
Not sure what to do about that. So gamification is Stephen's next part. Basically, it's getting the front end figured out. The two gamification ones are getting the front end figured out for stats, usage stats. The confirmation message is Warwick's idea about just having, when it says, instead of just saying Yak Shaver is now turned on, it'll give a bit more of a blurb about what that means.
Can you put in brackets, Warwick? And then, because you've got the people above that you say you're going to fix it for,
Yep.
you probably would make sense to put them, just put it at the end in brackets,
Yep.
Warwick.
Can you say Warwick and Gabby? Because that kind of addresses Gabby's issue of needing a bit of a user guide as well.
Not in the link. Warwick and Gabby. Okay. Now, can I just check? Is Warwick and Gabby's name up at the top of the email?
Warwick wouldn't be because he wasn't one of the canaries a second ago. Oh yeah.
See the
Where
canary?
it says where it says make all canaries happy, can we say make Warwick, Gabby, Adam, Brady happy? And Zach.
Warwick, Gabby, and
Brady, Adam, and Zach.
Zach.
And then put
Okay.
put their names in the PBIs below, so you know who you're doing what for.
Put their name in where?
The PBIs below.
Okay. This one?
No, not all of the names. No. The
Okay.
individual names for who cares about what.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what you've done is right so far.
Okay. Right.
Cool. So adding user notification for recording processing status, that was Brady.
Who's raised the most bugs in the backlog? Or most issues / features?
Probably
Mm.
me, I suppose. But-
Well, I mean, aside from the team.
Oh, I don't know. A few have come through from Warwick. We've had some from you. Yeah. The improving the initial decision prompt, I think that was Piers complaining about that, so I might as well just say Piers. Duplicate mentions and failed to mention Yuli. That wasn't anyone specifically mentioning it. Oh, it was JK actually. JK reported that one. This is kind of fun actually. All right. URLs and screenshots, that's Yuli. Explicit assignment logic, this is Zach. He doesn't know it, but that's him. The reason it's not working for rewards is it's a public backlog. And in a public backlog, you can only assign PBIs to devs who are on the team. And the assignment logic is a bit janky at the moment. It's not super specific, so it's trying to assign when it shouldn't. So that'll fix the rewards issue. Inform the user about any errors, that's Brady again. And then the rest is pretty straightforward.
Beautiful. That's awesome.
Yeah. No, I like that. That's kind of cool.
I have a suggestion.
Yep.
So I'm looking at the Yak Shaver backlog and I see like 20 issues that are all raised by SSW YakShaver. I would have no idea who the requester is looking at the backlog. I think the requester should be in the title at the end. It should say in brackets requested by X. Yak Shaver should do that for you.
I think so too.
You want every PBI, because I mean, that's not a normal thing on backlogs though.
No, but normally you would see the person that raised it. Whereas with Yak Shaver, it says SSW YakShaver.
Yeah, whoever raised it is really important.
Where are you seeing that who raised it?
So if you go to just the GitHub issues,
Yeah.
maybe you could open that on the screen, whoever's screen this is.
Yep.
The
So
project
go
backlog.
to GitHub issues.
Yak Shaver.
Go to issues. So in here, you see a lot of SSW YakShaver, and you can't see who raised them. So like, it's hard to tell who's raising what.
Yeah.
So I never look at this view though. I always look at the project backlog view,
But this
and that
is
doesn't
important.
have that data. Can we add that as a field?
You can add that as a field, yeah, but yeah.
But hang on, there's not much point, right? If it just says SSW YakShaver, we've got the same problem.
Yeah, but like it's important to know who raised an issue, I think, not necessarily in the project board, because it doesn't matter when you're Scrum mastering, but just in general, you'd want to know if like, let's say 50% of the issues were raised by one person, you'd want to know that, right?
Yeah,
because that person's obviously giving you better feedback than other people.
or at least more feedback.
Yeah.
But yeah, like putting it in, that's why I'm worried about putting it in the PBI name. It's a lot of noise. I don't know. It's cool to see right now in that small list and what's in the sprint. I'm torn. It's already like,
And you
obviously you can click on it to find out who opened it.
Yeah, but that's, I can't get a picture of how many of each person has opened them. Can you make it raised by the person instead of Yak Shaver?
Well, you can, but you need them to log in with GitHub.
Yeah, we need authorization from each user.
Yeah.
I don't think having it in the title is that bad as long as it's at the end and in brackets.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so we'll create a PBI for that.
Well, it depends if everyone else agrees, because
I'm not
my
convinced
thoughts.
because I feel like it'll just get removed. Maybe I can see the use case here on this project, but if it's doing that on every project, if I saw that on the rules backlog, I'd remove it and I'd put it in the body.
Okay.
Why?
And it's already in the body.
It's not useful. It's not something I'm looking for all the time.
Okay.
When I'm looking at this list, I'm not looking for who created these issues.
Just for your information, Piers, in the gamification PBI, we will create a leaderboard per project. So if you view the leaderboard at project level, you can see who is the top PBI creator in that specific project. So that's the upcoming feature that we have in the backlog.
Is that going to be Yak's PBIs or non-Yak's PBIs or both?
That's only yacked.
Wouldn't you want to know if somebody is creating lots of issues, but they're not yakking them?
But I mean, this is leaderboard stats for Yak Shaver. As in, like, how much usage is Yak Shaver getting? So it wouldn't make sense for us to report on non-Yak Shaver usage. Also, we don't have access to that data.
Yeah, but if you saw somebody had raised 24 PBIs and hadn't used Yak Shaver once, isn't that very important information? Because you would then have a conversation with that person and either let them know Yak Shaver exists or find out why they're not using Yak Shaver and subsequently improve the product so that they will use it.
Yeah, but you can see that already in the backlog just by seeing which ones have the Yak Shaver tag and which ones don't.
Well, that's kind of my point, is you can't, because you can't see who raised them.
All right. So yeah, per person. I mean, as a gamification feature within Yak Shaver, though, it's something which we don't actually have the data for because we don't have all PBI data. We just have the PBIs that have been created by Yak Shaver to slice and dice.
Right.
So I don't know how to solve that.
Anyway,
let's move on.
I guess it's not
Let's
the
move on
biggest
for now.
deal.
you can solve it with Eagle.
So I think that's everything, isn't it?
Can you just go back to the retro? I just want to say how much I liked the video and the product. So what went well? Did you put there the video? The video was awesome.
Yeah, it's the fourth item.
So I've given feedback, but it's currently what you've done so far is live on the website, right?
No, it's still got the very first version, which is got test pass.
I definitely think that version was better than what's there. So it may as well be there until you've got a newer version.
Okay, cool.
What's the plan for getting this thing out there, Yuli, once you've got a test pass from everyone? Because I feel like this has a lot of potential.
Yeah, hopefully. Look, we're going to get the website in Tina this week, which means, and also I've got Steph having a look at what content should go on that website because it's very light at the moment. We'll need a pricing model, and I have no idea how to come up with that. I'm going to need to do some research.
I think we need it before Wednesday, and I announced this at the keynote because then I can say it was announced at the keynote.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get the Tina website before Wednesday, but you can probably get the video. Marcus is on leave today, but he's in tomorrow, and you can finish the video and get it live on the current website.
Right.
And what about the pricing?
I don't even know what to do about that. That's
The easiest would be free trial first, free trial for 3 months, and then we got 3 months to figure out the pricing.
that's- the thing is,
It's
yeah.
not a bad idea actually to let people, as long as people can join a list or join a trial, or if you think about how Gmail did it, they did it with if you knew a friend, you could get a code and create this demand. And is it really that good? Like, sure, you can't really get 2 GB of email.
Yeah, a lot of companies do that. They have like the sign up page where you can sign up for the beta, and they say it's free in beta, but we're going to have pricing later. That's very common, I think.
Yeah.
So maybe
fine
we
with
do that.
We could announce it, for April Fools,
Why would you do that? That sounds like a terrible idea.
to pretend that you can just ask anyone for anything by a few words, and it's just created in their backlog.
But people are going to think it's a joke if you announce it at April Fool's.
Well, if they didn't find the cultural exchange a joke.
It's also 9 months away.
Oh, right. Is it? Okay. You can tell I have no clue about dates.
We'll do October Fools. I mean, look, the one unsolved thing is how do we actually configure it for a non-SSW company? Like, how do we hook it up with their data sources
Yes.
and
So
integrate it with their backlogs? That's
It's possible.
It's doable, but we're going to have to
It's-
figure that
it's
out.
a
That's
lot
going
of
to be
factor.
some work.
Is that on the big epics? Where's the epics? Show me the epics.
You'll need a big setup wizard where you go and put in.
No. On the email. Where's the epics on the email?
Oh.
Where's
The
the
epics on
epics?
email was only about the CTF. But if you want to look at more milestones down the road, here are the gold plating.
Yeah, that's just priority of PBIs. I'm talking about the monster.
No,
ones where
these are epics, Adam. These aren't PBIs.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
You have an epic called gold plating? Okay.
No, that is a category of epics.
Right, yeah. Okay.
So I don't know what they're called. I don't. But everything on this page right now is epics.
Right, okay. All right. Well, I think you need a list of epics on that email, like other sprint review summaries have.
Well, they have the next 3 epics, which is those 3 there. CTF, improve user onboarding, Canary deployment, and YouTube channel. Those are the 3 epics on the email at the moment.
Okay, all right. I think you need another one, which is allowing external tenants, essentially.
As part of CTF or gold?
No.
Oh.
No, not as part of CTF. No. But
Okay.
it definitely needs to be listed on the list there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I agree.
Yep. Agree. Yes. I'll take a note of that.
It's confusing though, because like number 32 there, that's a PBI, but it's also an epic.
This one should be a PBI because whenever we do epics, we put a rocket sign in the front. Those were created by Jack.
Are you using the issue type?
Yes, we are. The issue type.
You're using a label. If you scroll down, click add issue type.
Yeah.
You should be using that.
Some of them are early epics, but for the new ones, I do use epic
Okay, good.
issue type.
I think it would be good if they're all the same.
Yeah, so
Because then you could make
the new ones are epic.
Nice.
Okay, cool. Can you go through and fix all those up after this call?
Yep, I will.
Thanks, man.
I will.
And make sure you get what Adam said there, which is have the
Client setup.
I'm not sure what you call it, but basically make it usable by non-SSW.
Yep.
Cool.
I almost feel you're sitting on something that's going to go viral.
Could do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it could. I think we've got to have the right marketing strategy in place, Adam.
I think that if it works beautifully for techie guys, they do the marketing for you too. As long as we haven't got things in there that really upset them. You know,
Yeah, but yeah,
I think the pricing model almost could be a cent per one created. Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know if people will panic about the idea of kind of a blank check.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like it'd be that many. Like it doesn't sound like it'd be that much.
Yeah.
You know, it'd almost be tiny. Just be. Yeah, I think it'd be a cent per thing.
I think 1 cent's not enough because there's a bit of cost for each one, right? And also there wouldn't be that many PBIs created, right, to make it economical for us to charge 1 cent per thing.
I think you'd do a subscription model.
Like SSW would have made us 5 cents today, for instance.
Yeah.
But it could be like, I don't know, 50 cents or $1 or something per one. I don't know.
Yeah, $1 per.
Oh, I don't think that's good. Like, can you imagine people thinking about that? Like, oh, I'm going to charge me $1, you know, like.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I'll do it myself, save $1.
Yeah.
But if they're already
Yeah.
paying a monthly subscription,
I think you're better off with a
Why
month.
don't we try 10 cents per PBI? And 10 per buck. It's not many, not much.
We'd have to figure out the actual business model for it. I think it's good to get the usage stats for SSW, so we get a feel for, right, what's a realistic number of yaks per business, and then, right, how much do we want to make per business, and do the maths from there. But we could, like, as a minimum, hey, Rick, you're going to be involved in putting the Tina site together. Can we make sure there's a call to action, which is something like join the waitlist or something that's like that they can actually sign up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
what's it going to do?
Like an email list.
Contact us or
Mm-hmm.
put in their contact details and be told when it's ready, or I don't know, and then we call them.
Yep.
Something, a lead gen form.
Where are we
Sure.
going to put the data?
I assume it would be ideally it would be a lead in CRM, right? But maybe it's just an email to me or something.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to use the same thing we use for all the
I don't know. This is a
SSW
relatively short-term thing, right? Like longer term, we want this to be self-serve, so they just click sign up, and there's none of the stuff required. But I'm just trying to fill that gap.
Yeah, I just don't really want it combined with the SSW newsletters.
Newsletters.
We have a mailing list where we send newsletters.
Oh, I see.
I don't want to combine with that.
I wasn't thinking I'd get that many leads. I think they'd be like 5 people and they'd be emailed to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you just.
And then I call them and try and set them up.
Right. Okay.
I think that's a good suggestion that we should start the blog and make the first blog post. Okay. So it's there.
A blog. Okay.
Does Tina support blogging?
Yeah, they're just pages. So yeah.
Rick, can you take a note of that for the Tina site that has a blog section?
Noted.
Okay, awesome.
Nice one. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Rick, you've got to finish off by going to the site where you're uploading this video.
All right.
I feel like we should re-record.
No, it's fine.
It was like a
So this
45-minute
video will be uploaded to our Yak Shaver YouTube channel. And thank you all for today. See ya.